This is a quick little video on how to increase your net profit margin even though you're keeping your prices the same. And pricing is something that is very emotional, and the smaller and smaller that you get with cleaning companies, the more and more emotional it becomes. People, this is the part people want to focus on, my price, and it can really become a very emotional thing that people tie it to their self-worth. But it's really just one part of the puzzle, and I'm going to show you that right now, how you can increase your net profit even though your price remains exactly the same, because there's a whole lot going on in a company than just your pricing. So for argument's sake, I just chose a fixed cost of $5,000 a month, and a fixed cost would be something you have to pay regardless if you do one job or 50 or 100. These are things like rent, phone, an office person, a salesperson, marketer, advertising. That would be a fixed cost. A job cost, or I just set it at 60% gross profit just for the purposes of trying to explain this. But a job cost would be anything that you would need to physically do the job: labor, equipment, chemicals, vans, stuff like that. And what I came up with is an average job price of $657, and 60% of that is going to be profit. Now, what I want to show you is how, even though the price remains the same over here of $657, our profit margin keeps going higher and higher and higher, even though the price is the same. And then people are going to probably think, well, how is that happening? And the reason is we are squeezing more and more revenue out of that fixed cost. And that is what is happening. So sometimes you might see a larger company that's really growing or is really large, and their prices are average or maybe even slightly below average. And you may think to yourself, how do they even make any money? Their prices are really not that high. And they actually probably are really profitable. And the reason is they are squeezing so much revenue out of their fixed cost. So what we can see is as we jump from 10 jobs a month to 100, how our profit margin jumps. Then when we go from 100 to 200, it goes up even another 4%. And then if we just keep expanding this more and more and more, that you can see that the profit margin keeps going up, although it starts to slow down a bit because you just have less and less to move with. But if you keep going, the profit margin will keep going up also, just at a slower and slower rate. So that's why I wanted to explain this, that it's not just about your pricing, it's also your fixed costs and trying to get the most out of your fixed costs, to run away, some people say, from your fixed costs. Now, practically speaking, I do want to point out that once we get down into here, that you would probably have to, in the real world, you would have to add to your fixed cost somewhere down here, at least a little bit, because you're going to need another office person, or a bigger shop, maybe multiple phone lines. So this will go up. This fixed cost. This will definitely go up at some point, but that's like a whole nother investment. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it makes sense to you. Thanks.